So this is the Knight rig from the M Gear rigs, and it was pointed out that it doesn't have a head follow world control. So what that means is when you, like this, when you rotate the body, you can keep the head oriented to the world. So I want to show you how to build this in. This is something I just built in. So I'm going to delete what I just did. Okay, so this is the rig as it comes by default. And see, the head follows the chest. And if we look on here, I don't see, actually, this is also a control I made. So this is the rig as it comes by default. There is no control that I see on here for, maybe something in here does, but there's a ton of controls that I don't know what they all are. And I just need something really simple, and that's for the head to follow the world. So what I would do here, let me just jump in here. So I'm going to grab the controls that already exist, and I'm going to create my own controls based off of that. So I'm going to hit Control D and then Shift P, and it spits out copies of those controls out here. So I'm going to delete everything that's underneath them, just because I don't know how it's set up in their rig, so I'm just going to build it my way. So here we go. I'm going to create, let's see, this is the bottom neck, the middle neck, and the head. So first, let's just rename these. Okay, I just renamed those so I can easily see what they are, because there's a lot of weird names on things, right? They have a whole naming system here, so I'm making it easy on myself. So I'm going to take all these and duplicate them again, Control D, hit the down arrow on the keyboard. This is going to go into the shape nodes, and I'm just going to delete those. So here, now I have a duplicate transform node in the same place as those controls. So I'm going to just call this the null. Okay, now I'm going to stick each of those controls underneath its corresponding null group. There. And now let's actually do that one more time. So I'm going to duplicate each of these controls one more time. Control D, hit the down arrow, delete the shape keys, and call this one follow. And then stick the controls under the follow groups. All right. So now I have each of the controls underneath two groups. So here, I'm going to separate them so you can see the difference. I'm going to grab each of those controls, hit Shift I on the keyboard, Shift I to isolate it, go into Control Vertex on all of these, grab all of them, and I'm just going to scale it up in Object, sure. Scale it up a little bit. Click off of the object to unselect things and hit Shift I again. There. Now you can see, now I can see my controls and their controls at the same time. So go back into object mode and let's just color them real fast so they're easier to tell apart. Object display, drawing overrides, and I'm going to color them yellow so I can see them better. Okay. So red is theirs, yellow is mine. And I'm going to create an FK hierarchy here. So neck 1, well, yeah, I'm going to put the head null under the neck 2 control. Neck 2 control, null, whatever, under the neck control. So now if I expand that all out, this is the hierarchy. You got the neck groups, the neck controls, then the head groups, and the head controls. So if I grab these, then they work as you'd expect, right? Grab all of them, and they will follow each other like an FK chain. Now I'm going to constrain the old controls to my controls. So I'm going to grab my control and then their control. I shift selected that. And in rigging, the rigging menu, go to constrain, check the parent because I want translates and rotates on these. So apply. And I'm going to go in here and grab my control, then their control on the neck. Apply. Do the same thing on this one. Apply. All right, so now if I grab my controls, I rotate them. Now what we have here is basically what we had at the beginning. So we still don't have the world follow controls. That's what I'm going to do right now. So now, and this is why I needed two groups for this above each control. Because this follow control is going to be what is following the world or the body. So first we need to decide which object we want it to follow when it's following the body. So probably the, what is this? Spine position. Let's just say this upper chest control. They're calling it spine F4. So I'm going to grab that and then this upper control. So I'll grab that chest control, the top of my little FK hierarchy here, and hit apply. So now if I rotate those, then now the head is connected again to the rig, the body. Okay. Now we're going to take the transform. This is the part. This is the part we've been waiting for. We're going to grab the transform control here and grab one of the null controls. And then I'm holding down control. So transform, hold down control, hit the null, and then the follow control. And this time I'm only going to parent constrain the rotations and hit apply. Then we're going to do the same thing. Grab this one, the transform control, grab the null, and then the follow, and hit apply. One more time, grab that, transform, the null, then the follow, and hit apply. So now when I do this, when I rotate the chest, we're going to get the head is following the world a bit. So now what we can do, because we want to be able to adjust that and really specifically decide how much it follows the world or the body. So let's create our own custom attribute. We can do that, grab the head control. And for this, I'm just going to create one slider that is going to affect all three of these controls at the same time. But you can do this individually if you want, and I'll explain as I go how you would do that. So I'm going to grab the head. If you want to do all of them, then just grab all three controls and then do edit, add attribute. We'll say follow chest world and capitalize the first letter in the words, and then when it pops up over here, it'll separate those words. That's how Maya knows if it's a new word. So let's say minimum will be 0, maximum will be 10, and it's a float, and hit OK. So it said follow chest world. So 0 is going to be chest, 10 is going to be world. So grab that attribute. Let's do edit, set driven key. So now I have my head control and hit load driver. And then I need to grab all three of those constraints that were on those rotations. So grab those constraints, hit load driven. Now go back to the head control. Follow chest world is on 0, so I need to make sure that all of these are on chest. So with the world control, I'm going to set that to 0. So you have to highlight the attribute that's driving it, and then highlight the attributes that you want to be driven and hit key. So it set a key on both of those. Go to my next control. World is going to be 0. Double check, hit key. Same thing here. Double check. I got both of them. Hit key. Now I can go to the head control, put this up to 10. And you can either type that in, or I just click on the word and drag with my middle mouse button. For some reason here it's snapping, but it should just be sliding up to 10. So I now need to go back through these controls now that my head control is set to 10 and reverse these. So the world control is 1 and the head control null is 0. Yeah, that's correct. Hit key. Go to the next one. Key. 1, 0. Key. And last thing in the graph editor, I'm going to grab all three of these constraints. Windows Animation Editor's graph editor. And just set these are this is the set driven keys here. And I'm going to set these to linear so that it's very predictive or obvious when I'm animating what it's doing. So now that's actually done. This is done, and let me show you what it does. So if I grab this, I'm going to grab all these guys, rotate. Now I can grab the head control, set this to 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So 0 is following the chest, and 10 means that even this neck one is going to be pointing straight up. So actually, if you're above like 4, the head is going to be pointing pretty much up. So 5 or 6. So yeah, that's how you do it.
and if you wanted to separate it into the different controls, all you would do, grab each of these, your new controls, create that new attribute, and then you would just do a set driven key with that control and the corresponding constraint. But here I was just lazy and wanted to do it on one control. So probably set that to a 4 and oops. Now here is the finished head follow world control, right? And yep, stays pretty stable. So have fun.